Okay, so I've got an 18 by 18 centimetre piece of fabric here, which will fit nicely in this 12 centimetre or 5-inch embroidery hoop. It's got an inner and an outer ring and a screw on the top one, which you can just quite easily turn, or if not, get a screwdriver to help you. So let's unscrew it and we can separate the rings then. You take the inside one and place your fabric on top and try and line it up so it's in the middle. Then you just push the outer ring down before tightening it. Now I like to pull that little bit of fabric at the back just to avoid getting little lumps and bumps in it whilst I turn. The aim of this is that you want a nice tension on the fabric. It needs to be nice and flat, but not so that the weave of the fabric is pulled out of shape. So I would suggest that you do it a little bit at a time, and there we go. Now I'm going to use my loose ends threads for teaching you these stitches. And basically any cut off bits I put in this nice little kilner jar. So it's looking nice and colourful because all of my projects are super colourful. So the little useful bits that can still be used end up in here. I'm going to pick this nice blue to start with because that's a nice bright colour for our first stitch. So this is standard floss. I use DMC. You can use any other brand you like. And it consists of 6 strands. Now most of the time I use 3, so you just need to separate them. There's probably a better way than just sort of separating and pulling, but find a technique that works for you. Just pull them so they separate like that. You could do it individually and then put them back together if you've been taught that way. So I've got 3 strands here, and I'm going to take a needle. I like number 7 sharps, but you can find something that you prefer. It's got quite a small eye. I've got a selection of sharps and crewel needles in my shop. And I'm also going to use some Thread Magic, which I have in my shop too. Thread Magic is a thread conditioner. It really helps when you're stitching to just keep the thread in good condition, and it also helps it move through the fabric nice and easily. So you just run it along the thread like this, put the lid on so it doesn't dry out, and then rub your fingers along it just to remove any of the excess there. You don't want any lumpy bits. Okay, it's as easy as that, and it'll keep your work nice once it's finished and hanging on the wall. And as I said, it will help with your sewing as well. Okay, right, let's thread the needle. See if I can do this. Hey! Don't worry if you don't do it in one attempt. You will get better at threading a needle. If you're going to follow me for the whole year, you'll be a super ace needle threader by the end. Okay, so you can see I'm just tying knots in the end. I use knots, some people don't, that's okay. Tie a double knot, trim the excess because you don't want any of that to come through the front of your work by accident. So you can see I've got a knot there with a tiny little bit at the end, and we're ready to stitch.